We stand at a critical juncture in our nation's history. Fascism, white supremacy, and Christian nationalism are not just looming threats, but they are actively unraveling the very fabric of our society. These forces sow discord among us and erode our shared humanity globally. The time for a new spiritual awakening is not tomorrow, but now, one that unites us, embraces scientific truth, and unleashes our collective power to rebuild a just future. For too long, certain ideologies have enforced strict boundaries on who is worthy and who must live in the shadows. White supremacist and Christian nationalist doctrines have claimed moral authority while marginalizing immigrants, non Christians, the LGBTQ plus community, and racial minorities. Rather than nurturing the flourishing of diverse voices and talents, these oppressive systems stifle potential and push entire communities toward oblivion. We must abolish these harmful ideologies and call upon them to embrace change before our society descends further into decay. Partly to safeguard freedoms and prevent the rise of tyrants, the framers conceived the Constitution, yet those eager to preserve white advantage also shaped it. Today, certain groups twist their interpretations, weakening our society by denying the full participation of all people. They exploit legal loopholes to uphold white conservative Christian power at the expense of our richly diverse nation. This distortion of constitutional intent sows division, fear, and suspicion, all of which hamper our pursuit of unity and advancement. As spiritualists, we must illuminate a new path. To tackle our shared challenges, we need to unite American minorities, legal and non-legal immigrants, non-Christians, and people across the LGBTQ plus spectrum. Our salvation lies not in isolation or exclusion, but in a vibrant spirit of collaboration. Only by joining forces, by blending our distinct cultures, knowledge, and talents, can we fulfill the promise of liberty and justice for all. Contrary to the narrow dogmas of white supremacy, science shows us that a shared genetic code interconnects every human being on this earth. We are not separate or pure bloodlines, but threads woven into the same tapestry. Our diversity is our collective strength. Different ancestries and heritages infuse our nation with resilience and adaptability. Science and spirituality thus converge to reveal a transcendent truth. Every branch of humanity springs from the same living tree, and our survival depends on embracing our shared roots. A system that benefits only a few has repeatedly strangled our society's potential. The Constitution, manipulated by those who cling to power, has kept us divided for too long. The horrifying reality of seeing a convicted felon and rapist swear upon a Bible to assume the presidency is a stark reminder. Those who thrive under this system will go to any lengths to preserve it in their favor. We cannot allow a criminal president to remodel our Constitution around the tenets of Christian nationalism. Immigrants, transgender individuals, and non-Christians have never been the actual threat. The real danger comes from the ideologies that deny the full humanity of these communities while seizing legal and political power for themselves. White supremacy and Christian nationalism have historically relied on fear-based narratives, stories that paint non-white individuals and non-Christians as inherently suspect. We must abolish these lies at all costs to prevent the continued victimization of countless souls. Around the world, white supremacists cling to illusions of pure bloodlines, refusing to acknowledge that it is precisely the genetic and cultural contributions of diverse peoples that keep societies dynamic and thriving. By perpetuating segregation and division, they sabotage our collective future. Our spiritual communities have been guilty of silence or self-interest, failing to champion the oppressed, the marginalized, and the powerless. We need new spiritual leaders, leaders who see the full dignity of every human being and uplift the voices historically silenced by oppressive policies. These leaders, you, must stand firm against fascist ideologies, guided by conscience rather than personal gain. Your mandate is crucial in protecting and nurturing the diversity that enriches our nation, ensuring no community is left behind. Your leadership can inspire others to join the fight for justice and equality. Science and spirituality both testify to our oneness. We cannot persist in isolation or survive under suspicion and intolerance. Let us unite as stewards of a unified heritage, a single human family. Every person lost to violence, oppression, or prejudice diminishes us all. Every life is a candle that can help light the path forward. Let us move beyond fear and suspicion, forging a new era of solidarity between our nation and the world. We spiritualists, along with all people of conscience, vow to dismantle the structures of racism, white supremacy, and exclusionary religious dominance. A new vision is emerging that rights historical wrongs and pays tribute to all who sacrificed in the fight for equality. In this brave new world, all will be free to live, love, and worship or not as they see fit without facing the crushing weight of discrimination. We are committed to this vision of justice and equality, and we invite you to join us in this noble cause. To those who stand against racism, white supremacy, and Christian nationalism, take heart. We have a long road ahead, but we walk it together. Each day, more voices rise in defiance of hateful ideologies, amplifying the promise of a new beginning. We acknowledge that privileged hands have concentrated power for too long. By coming together, Christians, non-Christians, spiritualists, immigrants, people of color, and the LGBTQ+ community, we are building a more inclusive and enlightened future. Let us restore spirituality to its rightful place as a force for love, empathy, and the common good. Though oppression has reigned for far too long, it will recede when enough of us stand against it. In this new world we seek, we transcend our differences, celebrate our shared humanity, and fulfill our collective destiny. We march forward for every soul lost in this struggle, bearing their legacy. Indeed, as many spiritual guides have taught, we must fight to end what is broken and begin building what is new. United in spirit and guided by truth, we will triumph over fascism, white supremacy, and Christian nationalism. We will forge a future where our Constitution truly reflects the values of justice, equality, and boundless opportunity for everyone, regardless of race, creed, orientation, or heritage. Our vision is clear, and our cause is just. Let us embark together on this sacred journey.